Hello everyone, nice to meet you all. This side Ridhima Chhabra, and I have been working as a technical recruiter currently at Pillow, and earlier I have worked with Gojek, Swiggy, and White Hat. So let's start with the topic for today, and that is the main and I think the most important topic for the people who are pursuing MBA right now, specifically for the people who are currently in their third semester or fourth semester and who they have a HR specialization. So that's where it is very important, and now is the time they have to really go ahead and do some MBA projects. So today's agenda stands as the top MBA project ideas for HR specialization. Along with that, I'll firstly go ahead on the topics that we'll discuss today. So the main topics that will be covered today, it will be like the top projects as the main agenda it is, especially for the students who are pursuing MBA in HR, and then some picking up like the latest trends or development in the HR society, like how you should be updated with the latest trends and how to really gain knowledge. Whatever is happening in the market, you should have knowledge if you are going to pursue a project on the same. And then the choosing strategy, which project you should really choose for, that what strategy you should really follow, and then goes for the case study, like how to do that, what are the main criteria to really choose for that, and then some examples of the case study. The final thing, what you really have to consider while making your project. So this is like an overall guideline for everything related to your MBA project, the main ideas that are there, and how you're going to go ahead with the same. So let's get started with the same. First of all, we have what are the top projects specifically for the students who are pursuing MBA in HR. So we have a list of some of the topics, and these are very important, specifically in 2022 and 2023. Even at a later stage, these will really hold up quite a few importance. Basically, if we see for the first one, analysis of work-life balance of an employee in an MNC. I think this is like the most hot topic of any company. Like everybody really want to see what is the work-life balance in a particular company. So if you're pursuing a project like that, it's going to help you at a later stage a lot, as whenever you are going to choose a company to work with, this is something even you are going to consider. So analysis of work life balance, then the employer branding strategy, specifically in startups. So in startups, what are the strategies they are following to really put their brand out with the people? And then comes the various ATS is basically applicant tracking systems. What are the ATS being used in different companies, and what are the specific reasons behind that? That why they are using a particular tracking system, applicant tracking system. And then analysis of HR policies or implementation schedule. How what are the policies companies are following, and how they are implementing the same within the company, and some learning and development efforts which are being done by MNCs. There are some programs, the training programs being organized by companies, all the companies mostly. So what are those, and what are the strategies they are following so that their employees are learning day by day? Further is employee retention strategies. That is basically some of the companies follow a strategy to keep their employees so that there is less retention rate, less people who resign. So what are the strategies they are following? And role of women in top managerial positions and its impact on the company. So this is like a very, very important topic, as most of the companies focus on increasing the diversity in the company. So when they really focus on that, that's when we have to see like what is the role of the women in the top management, as really most of the companies focus on adding more women to the leadership teams also. And then the employee benefit schemes, this is something which I'll really talk about further, that how you can really get these details, like what are the employee benefits in different companies, what are the new benefits they have really introduced also to attract more talent. And then analysis of different recruitment strategies followed by companies. Some of the startups follow a strategy of a Google form, or they just go for a drive, but some of the companies directly follow a strategy which is more in terms of assignment than the interview rounds. It's like different for every company. So what are the different recruitment strategies they are following to attract more and more talent, or what are the platforms they are using for the same? So these are the very, very like important topics, important projects for any student who is pursuing MBA in HR. Let's just go ahead in just to get some more details of how you're going to proceed with the same. So further is picking up the latest trend or development in HR society. So when this comes up, the most important thing is like how you're going to do that. So in HR society, if any latest trend is coming on, you really have to research for the same. Read some articles over Reddit. There are many platforms over Google that you can really go ahead and check. Read articles on that to stay updated on what are the latest trends which are there in the market. Along with that, for example, layoff is basically a major part in 2022 and even 2021 itself. So you have to really research on its impact on IT hiring. This is something which you can really pick up as another project, which is a MBA project in HR. Like what was the impact of 2022 layoff in specifically IT hiring or any other hiring? IT is a major part which is being affected. That's why you can pick up that. Otherwise, you can pick up overall hiring. Then comes talk to different people in the same industry to know what are the recent developments. So this comes for the people who are in HR. Talk to them, different HRs in different companies. Talk about the strengths, talk about the strategies they are following, so that you can be updated on what are the latest things that are being there in the market. And then some check for the job descriptions. Basically, this is something that I was talking about, to know about employee benefits, to know about what are the new strategies, what are the new introductions in the job descriptions that will help you to see, okay, this is something which is being provided by this company and this is not provided by the other company. So you'll see like there are a lot of employee benefits that are being mentioned in the job description itself. So you can get the data from that. That's how you're going to pursue a particular project specifically into employee benefits. And then read articles over LinkedIn. There are a lot of articles which talks about analysis or the latest trends. So search for the keywords and read the articles over LinkedIn for the same. So the main thing that comes after this is how to really gain knowledge or stay updated with the latest trend. So specifically, the very important part comes in talking to the industry experts. As if you are going to read article, if you are going to read something over Google, that's not going to give you the first hand knowledge, but the people who are there in the business, they are going to give the first hand knowledge and the right knowledge for sure. So talking to them will really help you a lot. And then further conduct some surveys. When I say conducting some surveys, it's all about collecting data. You can use a Google form. You can just use a Google form and float it out over on social media, or float it out over LinkedIn, and then get some responses. Specifically, you can ping recruiters or HRs over LinkedIn to fill the form just to get that data. So I have seen a lot of people doing the same. Getting a data is really really important before you start with any project, so that your analysis is totally correct and going in the right direction. Further, subscribe to some HR newsletters which are readily available over Google. Just search for the HR newsletters and then subscribe for 3 or 4, and then you will be getting recent updates over your mail itself. Just go ahead and give a quick read to every update that comes. And the last one, as I said, message HRs in different companies and ask them questions. Ask them questions specifically to the project. Ask them questions on like what they have been doing, the strategies they have been following. And this is something which is there out there. You have to really read newspaper to gain a lot of knowledge about the latest trends, latest things that are going on specifically in hiring or specifically in HR domain. So then really you have how do you have to basically choose. When I say this, how to choose, first of all, research is the key. You have to research a project which is appropriate to your MBA thing. Like you are doing HR, you are doing MBA in HR. Read some books which will really relate you to the topic. And then why I would suggest you to choose on your own. It's really important that you have the right intent, you have the right interest in the topic. So for that, you really have to discuss some of the topics with your teachers to understand, okay, if this is the right topic I should go ahead with. And then when you choose a topic, that's going to help you get some research, get some data specifically for your career also. For example, if you're researching for a work life balance analysis in different companies, that's going to give you analysis that, okay, if you have to join some company at a later stage, you should know that this company has this good work life balance or average work life balance. You will have that data readily available with you. So relate something with your career, relate something that is going to help you at the early stage of your career, and gain some knowledge according to that. And then the last is analyze your intent and interest. As I said, it's really important to see if you are interested in the topic or not. Further comes in like the main thing, how to really do a case study. a case study is very important part of any MBA project. So you have to make sure that you are obtaining the key takeaway, like the case study which is there. Read some case study first of all, which are already there on the project that you are pursuing on, and then get some key takeaways from the case studies and use those data to make concrete points for your case study. So that data is very, very important for any case study or any project. You have to use images, shapes, or colors to really actually get that attention. If you have a very valid data to present, highlight it over yellow or something that is going to present the data of very, like, it will be a viable color to show. And then further you have to cover the short term and long term goals in your case study. Like, you have to mention the objectives, what it is, how it is, when the data was there, and what is the main goal of the same, if it's the short term goals and the long term goals, so that even the readers and the viewers can really get the understanding from the case study and get that data. Further, some of the examples of the case study stands as like entrepreneurs case study, the new entrepreneurs who are there in the market. Some of the case studies you can go ahead and read is like some human resources management case study. These are some readily available case studies over Google that you can go ahead and read that. Finance case study, accounting case study, consumer behavior case study, or any international business case study. These are some of the case studies you can really go ahead and read. Recruiting case strategy case study is something you can get over LinkedIn. Many articles are there who will talk about the strategies. So these are some of the things that you can go ahead and get the data from. And further comes like what you really have to consider while making your project. So this is like very, very essential, a bit like detail in the topic, but you have to make sure specifically the topic, the title which you are going to choose for, it's very important. Give an introduction to the study itself. When I say this, it's like introduction about your reason of choosing that and why you are going ahead with that, and some introduction about the topic, so that even the readers and the viewers, or the person who is going to read your project, they know that okay, you have done right research. And then the objective, like why did you choose and what was the main reason. Or you can mention sometimes that this is something I felt, this research is not readily available over Google, so that's why I thought I'll check this data from various companies and get that data readily available for the people. And then the book's validation is really important, as if you are gaining data from Google or other websites, sometimes the data is not right. So it's really important to check if the data you are presenting is right and apt. So sometimes you have to really go ahead and read some books to validate if the data you are mentioning is right or not. Then the research, which methodology you are going to use. For example, some people use Google Forms to get the data. Some people use personal messaging or maybe networking for gaining the data. So what is the main methodology you are going to use for getting that data or researching specifically, and the research plan. So for any project, what you have to do is creating a plan for yourself. Like for 10 days, I'm going to research and get this much data. For next 10 days, I'm going to really prepare the slides or really prepare the case study. I'm going to read some case studies. So you have to divide your time and divide specifically what activities you are going to perform. So this is mainly about everything in an MBA project you have to do specifically in HR. This is more towards HR, so that you can check on what are the latest trends and what are the ideas for the projects that you can get, and what are the main things that you can pick up. So this is all about the today's topic. And thank you so much, guys. Have a good day.